It is time to start another crochet color challenge. And if you can't tell from the color of my shirt, the next color we're going to be doing is the color pink. Hey, it's Tammy, Crafty Mompreneur. If you're new, welcome. If you're not, welcome back. It is time to start another crochet color challenge. And if you can't tell from the color of my shirt, the next color we're going to be doing is the color pink. Now, I have decided to kind of do this video a little bit differently, whereas previous videos, I have kind of condensed it all into like a 2-day time frame. But I thought I would kind of do this one vlog style over the course of maybe close to a month. So it's not going to be the only thing that I crochet for a month, but it'll be kind of a how many pink things can I crochet within a month. So what I plan to do is do the time stamping on this video so that you can kind of see when I'm working on things. And yeah, we will just see how many things I can crochet that are pink. I just posted my green video a couple of days ago, and you guys are already coming up with some pretty amazing suggestions on the things to crochet. And so I'm gonna do my best to really pull from those things that you guys are commenting on that video. I will say that there is one thing that I have decided to crochet that I'm not going to film in this video, but it is pink. It's going to get its own video because I think that it deserves it. And that is the Scrappy Bear in the dappled yarn for breast cancer awareness. And so that is going to get its separate video. And another quick side note, I got my nails done by my daughter, and this is kind of hilarious that this is now the pink color challenge, because let me tell you how this happened. My youngest daughter does my nails, and she actually does a really good job, and she just does it on the side. She doesn't like do it like professionally or anything like that. So it was before, last time I had the cactus design on my nails, and it was the green color challenge. And this time I told my daughter, I sent my oldest daughter a snap and I asked her, like, can you help me pick a nail design? And that's all I said. I'll screenshot the snap. And so she said, what are you looking for? Like, what kind of design are you going for or something? And I said, just summertime, just anything summery. I didn't specify any color, nothing. And she sent back these 3 options. And from those 3 options, I had my youngest daughter pick from those which one she wanted to do, and she picked the strawberry ones. And so I think it is completely hilarious that it's the pink color challenge, which I picked 3 days ago, when I finished up the green challenge video. Fate will have it that I have pink nails for the pink color challenge video. I just think it's totally hilarious. So one of the things that I'm going to try to crochet for this video is inspired by my nails. If you can guess what it is, drop it in the comments right now. But the first thing that we need to do with these challenge videos is we need to go and gather all of our pink yarn. So let's go and do that now and get this pink color challenge video started. Okay, it's time to pick pink yarn. That's lighting is terrible, but these were the 2 that I mentioned in my green video, and I already have a plan for this. So we have this one. So these are the pink options. Let's just go ahead and pull them all down. There's gonna be a lot of pink, I think. Okay, I just moved those all from here and wasn't hitting the cord, so I'll organize all this in a minute. I also have this little bit of Sweet Snuggles that I could use up, and this should be interesting. I could probably make something fun with that. Now, I don't have any Posh. I do have some Naughty Ball. I think that might be, oh no, here's the pink. There's this one. That's purple. And this one. I have these two from Naughty Ball. And I know I have some Parfait Chunky that I might be able to use. There's those two. Here's a little bit more. Oh geez. Okay, this is becoming a mess. Okay, this is more Parfait Chunky shades of pink that I found. And I know there's more pink in these bags, but I am not even going to attempt to locate any more pink in there because I still have to figure out where to put that. But in this bag, I do have some Sweet Snuggles Light. And I think I have a big thing of bright pink. And I still have, and I have this one. So I know what I want to make with these. All right, so I am going to organize all this yarn and I'll show you what it looks like when it's done. Okay, so here is all the pink. We're going to start with all this Burnette blanket. This doesn't look pink on here, but it really is. It's like blush pink, I think. And then we have, this is like Parfait Chunky. This is my two Naughty Balls. And then these two are Sweet Snuggles Light. This is that Fluffy Flex. And then this is Sweet Snuggles, really thick stuff. I'm not sure what I'm gonna make with that. Oh, and this I think is from Hobby Lobby. I just wanna get rid of it. So yeah, lots of pink options. Oh yeah, I also have this, which is kind of white, pink, and red, so maybe we'll use that, I don't know. I use that for my strawberry cows, so we'll see if I make that or not. Well, I did not do what the crochet carpenter told me to do, and I didn't mark my stitches. So the fin is too far down, so I have to take it out and redo it, and that's not happening on the treadmill. So that means I'm done with my walk for today. I'm gonna go fix this, finish it, and then probably try and finish some of these other pink things that I'm working on. All right, so I'm working on all things pink, and today I think I'm going to try and actually finish a plushie because I don't think I've finished a plushie yet in June, and it is already June 4th. These are all like projects I started on my treadmill crochet time. So yeah, we need to just get some stuff finished because this work in progress thing is getting out of hand. So we've got Strawberry Shortcake, who needs a head and a hat and a dress. We have the Splash, the Dolphin, who needs fins because I messed them up, and I think I have the placement right now. I have a Leggy Frog, I have an all-in-one Octo, and then I have a Pop-Tart. So my goal for today is to get all of these finished and maybe start one other pink thing. And then I think this video is due out next week, So I might have some time to make some other pink things in amongst other projects I'm working on. So yeah. So this is me struggling with the Sweet Snuggles Light yarn and it breaking. I think I made 3 different magic rings before I finally was able to get it to close up. And then I put one ear on, and once I put the other ear on, I realized that I placed it wrong, so then I had to redo that. So started on my next plushie of the day, which was an elephant, and I was able to use up this pink yarn, and luckily I had another skein of it, so got that finished. Okay, it's time to finalize this Crochet Everything Pink video. So I am going to finish this project, which is on that list, and I'm hoping to finish that, which is kind of the start of the next video that I have, so I'm not going to really show too much of the clips of that being done, but I will get this done, and I might try and do one more keychain. My list that I started with is like pretty good. I don't know, what is that number? I don't know what that number is. Anyways, so we are making progress, and so I had some of these little eyes already done, so that is going to make finishing this a lot easier. I have put on one of the legs, and I'm going to put on this other one. Then I just need to put on the arms and put on the little eyes. How do these go? I don't really know. I think they go like this. I think. I'll have to look. I don't really know. And then a little mouth and some cheeks, and it'll be done. So I just don't know if I'm gonna have time to finish this. I need to get this video finished and edited, and I still have to make a body and arms and everything. So do I finish this or not for the pink video? I think I need to hold off on finishing this because working with this fur yarn is a challenge, as is working with cotton yarn with amigurumi, and I have a feeling this is probably going to take me a couple of hours to finish because I have to make the ears, the body, the arms, and then cut the felt for the eye, for the face. So I'm gonna make the executive decision to not finish this project for my pink video. Mr. Little Labubu is going to have to make her or his or whatever it is debut in my video where I am going to be making all the patterns that I can find of the Labubu. Right now I have four different patterns, maybe 5. And I started with my most challenging one, of course. So that is a video I have planned for next week. So that's what I'll be working on. Let's finish this Kirby, and then I'm going to make maybe one more project. I think I want to do a axolotl, of course. Like I need to do an axolotl. And I think that's it. Maybe just an axolotl. All right, let's finish this. Okay, I am kind of tired of crocheting pink things. From here on out, we're gonna keep the challenges to like at least just 1 week. Crochet Everything Pink has kind of drawn out for a long time. And I will say it is probably because I had a Crochet from A to Z challenge going on in May, as well as a Crochet Everything Pink going on at the same time. Not my best idea, but I got it done. And so today I'm recapping everything that I crocheted that was pink within the last, I think it's been about 3 weeks since I originally like kicked off this video. Okay, so I just literally finished my last pink thing. And so now it's time to kind of recap everything that I've crocheted that was pink. And how I'm gonna do it, I think, is I'm gonna show you my all-time favorite thing that I crocheted that was pink. And then I'm gonna go into the most suggested pink things that I got from the comments of my Crochet Everything Green video. And then we're just kind of like go from there. In the clips you saw that my nails, my whole like story about my nails, getting my daughter doing my nails, they don't look very good now because they've grown out for like 3 weeks. Here's a little reminder of what they looked like, my nails. They were the inspiration for this sweet strawberry shortcake doll. And this doll was inspired by this picture of my daughter. I actually made her that costume, gosh, she was like 4 or 5 maybe. And so that's what this is modeled after. I used the Friendly Red Fox's crochet doll pattern, and it's also the pattern that I used when I was making like all the like Disney princess dolls, and you can see that video here. I don't know, she is just my favorite. So no, this one is not one that I'm going to sell. She's going up on my shelf because she is inspired by, of course, my daughter. I did do some embroidery on these eyes, and then I did the little like thing, and then she's got the little stripy things on. The inspiration picture that I used when I was like doing the color changes was this one. So between my daughter's Halloween costume and the picture is kind of how I came up with this. But I love her. I did freehand her hat just based off of looking at a photo, and I would go ahead and sew it on just because I don't foresee me wanting to take it off. But yep, strawberry shortcake is my favorite pink thing that I made. Probably the thing that people suggested the most was an axolotl. And I didn't just want to make an axolotl that you guys have seen a million times on my channel before, so I decided to make a little keychain axolotl. And I finally used All From Jade's Swinging Animals pack that I have, and I made this little axolotl in Naughty Ball yarn, and then I just put it on a cute little keychain. This is made, you make the tail separate, and then you crochet the main piece, and you crochet this into the round, and then you add this darker pink at the end, and you add these at the end, surface crochet. So it is a no-sew, but oh my gosh, I think it turned out so cute. So this is my second little pink thing. So a couple people suggested a pink elephant, and I was torn on which elephant to make. So I asked my younger daughter which one. I have like 2 different elephant patterns that I like, and so I asked my youngest daughter which one I should make in pink, and she suggested the Mom Stitchetti elephant. And so here is my pink elephant with dark pink and light pink accents. I haven't made this one in a while, but every time that I make it, it sells. Now I've never made it in pink, so I guess we will just see if it sells. But I did do something different this time, and I did a little bit of face shaping. I'm finding that I do like the way that it looks. Like, I do like the way plushies look better when I kind of bring in their eyes a little bit. So this one, if you're not familiar with Mom Stitchetti patterns, they are usually mostly no-sew. The only thing you have to sew on are the ears and the trunk, but you do crochet the arms in. So this little guy turned out super cute. And I'm debating on whether or not to put a tail on. Her pattern doesn't call for a tail, but I might add a tail later. I don't know. But the little elephant turned out so cute. There were quite a few people that suggested a pink dino. And if you saw my video like a couple videos ago, that what I crocheted in May, this was one of the things that I crocheted in May for the letter D. And so this one is a Velociraptor. So it wasn't the letter D, it was Velociraptor for V. My bad. But anyways, how easily I forget my own crochet from A to Z challenge, you know? But that's okay. But yes, this is a Velociraptor from Teresa's Crochet Shop. And if you want to know the full details about this, I used the speckled yarn, I forgot what it's called, from Michaels. And the head is very large. And I had to actually take out like 4 rows, 3 or 4 rows, because I was going to run out of yarn. When I realized that the head was so big, I went ahead and made all the other parts to the dinosaur, and then decided to make the head just with whatever yarn I had left. So that's kind of how this guy came together. But it is really cute. It does sit by itself. I thought it would like topple over, but it doesn't. So yeah, we got a pink dino. The next one is a pattern that I purchased recently from the Crochet Carpenter. And then I had a couple people, I think Cami Ward was one that suggested a pink dolphin. So here is my pink dolphin from the Crochet Carpenter. I did struggle a little bit getting the fins right because I put them in the wrong place the first time, if you saw in the clips. But this works up pretty quickly. It's a no-sew. These are actually crocheted on, and this is all worked in together. So I really do like this pattern, and I foresee myself making a handful of dolphins to have for my fall markets. But the pink actually, I was talking to my oldest daughter, and while she was here, and she suggested I do this, you can't really tell on camera, but it's the sparkle yarn. And she said that Zuma on the Barbie and the Mermaid Tale movie is a sparkly pink dolphin. So that's why this is out of sparkle yarn. So my youngest daughter was the one who picked the standing elephant for me to do. And my oldest daughter was here at the same time. And once I was finished with that, I asked her, what should I crochet next? And I had made a list of all the different like plushies that were pink that I wanted to make, which I compiled this list based a lot after all the comments you guys made on my other video, my green video. And she picked pig. So those of you that suggested pig that I saw was Made with Love by Kiki, Sarah Perry. Those were 2 people that suggested that I make a pig. So I went to my patterns and I found my Passionate Crafter, I think is this one. Yeah, this pig pattern is by Passionate Crafter. It's a no-sew pig, kind of a loaf pig. I think I've shared it on my channel before, but these are crocheted, surface crocheted on. And then just their little bobbles for the feet. But I do like how the nose on this one is a different color pink. I did struggle with this because I wasn't paying attention to where the top was, and when I started it, it wasn't exactly centered, so I had to do a little finagling with the nose, but I love the way that it turned out. Why is that doing that? I'm gonna have to fix that. Why is that sticking out? Oh, well, it looks like we need to rehide that. Sometimes that happens, but better for me to find it now than later. So I will get that fixed before this one goes to the market. The market's not until freaking like October unless I pick up a summer market, which I'm considering trying out a summer market that's like 5 minutes from my house, I guess. And they do it from like 7 a.m. to 11, which might be okay. So we will see. I'll keep you posted if I decide to do a market this summer. But anyways, I do need to fix this. But the pig pattern is really cute. It works up pretty fast. And this is like one of my favorite, like bigger favorite pig patterns for like a bigger size plushie. Then once I finish the pig, I asked my husband, like, okay, here's the list, husband, which plushie should I crochet next? And I mind you, this was taking place when we had, I was crocheting all these pink things when we had the people fixing our air conditioner. Our AC went out, what was it, last Wednesday, Thursday? I don't remember what day. It was one day last week. And so I just spent like most of the day just crocheting pink things. So anyways, so my husband picked, first he wanted me to make Piglet. And I was like, the last time I made Piglet, it took forever to sell. Like it didn't sell for a really long time and it took a long time to make. So he's like, why'd you put it on the list if you're not gonna make it? I'm like, good point. So he originally wanted me to make Piglet, but I was like, no. So he picked something else and he picked a strawberry turtle. So here is my strawberry turtle and I did green eyes for her, and this is all from Jade's pattern, but she doesn't have like a mod for a strawberry turtle. So all I did to mod it was I just added an extra row to the shell, and then I free-handed like a stem piece and then added little seeds on the top. But that's all I really did. And then I did pink for the bottom and a dark pink for the shell and like a really light yellow for the seeds. But I think it turned out super cute. I'd never made a strawberry turtle before. And this was also a suggestion. This was a suggestion by, who suggested a strawberry turtle? I feel like somebody did. Dang it, I know somebody suggested a strawberry turtle. Let's see. I only have your channel name, but K Mast Clinic 2171 is the one who suggested a strawberry turtle. There were about 3 or 4 of you that suggested that I make a loaf kitty. I decided to go with one of the speckled variegated yarns that I have. I have made a loaf cat in this before and it sold, so this one I decided to do a pink face, just to make it more pink, I guess. But here's my little loaf cat. This is the Anne Caraway Art loaf cat pattern, and I think it turned out super cute. Okay, the next one is a pattern that I've had for quite a while, but 2 people suggested this type of plushie in my comment section, and that was Marie Crafting an Array and Beth_Scarlet Garden. Both of those ladies suggested a Ballerina Mouse, and so what I did is I used the Oak and Marlowe little leggy, I don't even know what they're the Fable Friends, I think. And I was always kind of hesitant to make these because I don't love making like tubes, but I went ahead for the Ballerina Mouse to do this. I added the bow, it wasn't part of the pattern, and I kind of did not do the face shaping that she called for. And so, I don't know, I don't love the face, and my ears are too far to the side. They're supposed to be up higher. That's why I added the bow, because I feel like I kind of messed up my ear placement. But I feel like she turned out really cute. I would make another one, but I think I might try a little bit of like increases right here where the nose is. Like Poggy's Place does on her little like mouse, Poggy Place mouse the pattern there, instead of doing the face shaping, because I just feel like I couldn't really get the look that I wanted. So this is my Ballerina Mouse. I kind of went with a light pink instead of a white on the mouse, just because I was using pink, and yeah, and then I did embroidery eyes on her. I had to do them a lot smaller than I'm used to doing, so I think they turned out cute though. The next one I decided to make because I was kind of nearing the end of the whole like pink challenge, and I was like, I just need, you know, a couple more things that are easy to make. And I was going through my safety eyes and I realized I had cut out a whole bunch of these little Kirby eyes, and so I was like, okay, well I'll just make a Kirby. So I crocheted a little Kirby. This pattern is by Haru Crochets, and it's a free pattern on Instagram. And then I just made up my own eyes. Like, I don't think I used a pattern or anything. I think there is a suggestion like on the free pattern, but I don't think, I might have bought a template for the eyes. I don't really remember. I have a whole bunch. I have probably like 7 pairs of them cut from when I did this probably like a year and a half ago, when I made a few of these, when my daughter asked me to make some for her friends. So Kirby, free pattern on Instagram, and yeah, whoops, it turned out really cute. The next thing I made was this little strawberry. I'm kind of surprised nobody suggested a strawberry keychain. I think somebody did suggest a raspberry keychain, but a strawberry is much easier for me to make. I used a pattern on Ribbler by Emily's Amigurumi Shop, and that's where I got this pattern for. And then I freehanded my own leaves because I wanted them to be a little bit bigger than what her pattern calls for. This is Naughty Ball yarn, and I think this is Posh, I think. I use those two interchangeably all the time. So another keychain to add to my keychain collection. And while we're on the subject of keychains, of course, I'm gonna make another one of my all-in-one octos on a keychain because it's just a thing now. But here is my pink all-in-one octo. I will probably at some point make a light pink one too, but for this challenge, I only did dark pink. So all-in-one octo. I'm trying to get rid of all of the Sweet Snuggles light yarn that I have. So I did have some light pink Sweet Snuggles light yarn left. So I went ahead and made a pink leggy frog because why not? But I'm almost out. Like, this was, I think I have enough maybe for one small plushie. I don't even know if I have enough for another leggy frog, but yeah, little leggy frog. Not Jaded Co. is the pattern, if you didn't know. But yeah, just 2 more. The first of the last 2 is one of my Pop-Tarts. I'm planning to just make a whole bunch and have them done for my fall markets. So of course I had to do a pink one for my pink challenge. This is a free tutorial here on my YouTube. And if you want a printed PDF of it, I do have it available for like $1.99 on my website. But yeah, pink little Pop-Tart. Someone did suggest that I make one on a keychain version, and I am planning to make my Pop-Tart in different yarn types as an upcoming future video, so that will come at a later time. All right, and the last thing that I have to show you is probably the thing that took me the longest out of all of these plushies, and it's actually not even a plushie, but I did make and finish a pink market bag. So here is another pink market bag that I made. And I totally forgot to bring what colorway this yarn was, but it is the, Lily Sugar and Cream. I'll pop it on the screen, of course, but yeah, I don't remember what it is. This is one that I will put on my website for sale at some point. I think I've said this in a previous video, but I am doing the larger market bags. So that's everything that I crocheted that was pink over the last couple of weeks. There were 2 things there was something that I wanted to address because in my green video, I think I showed you 2 skeins of yarn that you guys gave some suggestions on what I should use, and I have to confess that I did not end up using either of those yarns. But I'm going to tell you at least what I'm going to do with one of them. This came as a suggestion by 2 people, Karen Cant and K Mast Clinic 2171. Both suggested that I use this yarn and I make a Scrappy Bear, and that is what I am planning for this this skein of yarn. But I wanted to give it its own video because what I'm planning to do is make it a breast cancer awareness bear. So the other yarn that I had asked you guys for suggestions on what to do with was Pink Dreams, and I don't know what happened. I think I just kind of forgot to use this. So yeah, I think what I'm gonna do though is make another category on my color wheel that's a variegated yarn, and then so crochet everything variegated, and that will go into that challenge. But yeah, sorry about that. Nothing was made out of Pink Dreams. But I will say that the Crochet Everything Pink Challenge, out of the 3 that I've done orange, green, and pink. This one has been the most fun. Maybe because pink is like one of my favorite colors. But I think I made 15 different plushies as well as a market bag. And when I add up the total of all of those plushies, if I was to sell them, it was around $317 to $325, just depending. There were some things that I wasn't sure about how much I was gonna sell them for if I was to sell them. So about $325 worth of plushies. So I feel like that's pretty good. But now it's time to let the spinning wheel pick our next color. You saw that next color is the color brown, and I will say that not super excited to be crocheting everything brown. So I think that there will probably be some variegated browns in there because I don't think I have that many options when it comes to the color brown as far as yarn goes. So we will see what I can come up with. I am gonna make a little bit of a change, especially for this color, because I feel like I just want to make this like a, no more than like a few days long challenge, because I will say by the end of Crochet Everything Pink, I was pretty tired of crocheting with pink. So yeah, I think the Crochet Everything Brown challenge is gonna be a much shorter challenge. I think 10 is like my goal, to get 10 things crocheted. But maybe I make it more of a like condensed version instead of making it span out for so long. You guys are liking these color challenges, so I think I'm going to do that for at least for the color brown. Now when we get into like teals and blues, I feel like there's a lot more like options in my yarn stash for blues, but I'm really thinking I have maybe like 3 or 4 options for brown. We will see, because I'm not buying any new yarn. Like, I'm on a yarn buying ban. So I guess I'll decide how long the challenge is going to be once I get all the yarn pulled for that. And we'll go from there. But brown is the next color for our crochet color challenge. Drop in the comments any ideas that you have or for things that I can crochet that are brown. The most obvious is going to be like a cow. Maybe what else? Like, I'm just going to leave it to you guys. Because a teddy bear and a cow was what comes to my mind off the top of my head first. Obviously a cat and a dog. I could do those. But yeah, so drop in the comments what I should crochet that is brown, and stay tuned for the next like crochet color challenge. So that is going to do it for today's video. I hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any of my future videos. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye. I can't think. The light already went out. Like, really? Ugh. Wait, hold on. What did I do? Hold on. That's not right. It didn't get happened.